Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jefficho. My co-host is always Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
Chris, season finale, Orville.
Possibly series finale.
Yeah. Nobody says that, but yeah.
Yeah,
there were parts of this episode where I just thought about slicing my wrist, bleeding out, and not watching the rest of it.
That's extreme. Okay.
But all kidding aside, I felt this was too long. I felt it dragged. There wasn't enough going on.
Seth, your show is entirely full of itself and is taking itself far more seriously than it deserves. All kidding aside, thank you for another wonderful season.
Isaac, you betrayed us. Your actions caused the destruction of many ships and the deaths of many people. All kidding aside, congratulations on this day.
There was a lot of good stuff in this, but again, and I'm a broken record at this point. Why was this an hour and 20 minutes?
Yeah, I mean there were jokes that got set up that really was the Bortis Elvis payoff? Was there payoff to that, or was it just there's Bortis as Elvis? Like,
it's a funny idea, but God, I actually felt like they really underutilized Bortis fucking up the best man stuff.
I was laughing pretty good at it, but yeah.
It was barely, the Elvis thing was barely a gag. He just beat Elvis.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to hear him sing, and then, I was like, guess it's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I felt it was an explanation point on the end of the Gordon just be like, sing Gordon, and it's the end.
I think Gordon doing a lot of singing this season.
Singing or eating up time with song.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
It's a lot, I know, especially compared to where you come from.
I guess the stuff with, what was it, LaSalle? Was that her name? LaSalle? That was sort of interesting, but how much time did we spend on this, and what was the point? Why was she there?
The point was to cover everything you can get in the ethics of Star Trek novel that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that we're kind of getting explained, because from an outsider's point of view, it would be hard to deal with. I almost thought she was gonna get inspired to go back and be a future leader of her world and help guide them towards what she knows could be.
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
No, she just.
I don't know how much of a shot she had. She was just a barista.
Yeah.
Maybe she was a college student at some point, but yeah, you can make yourself whatever you want.
And she was just flip-flopping a bunch of times on that.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying okay, lady, the Orville's not your taxi. And then Captain Mercer said the same thing.
I was just if she's going back, check her bag, and then exactly what happened.
We were thinking that one episode of TNG with the time traveler guy who's there to steal all their equipment.
From the future.
There was a guy from the future originally.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The episode starts out with them picking her up. They're heading off to some place. I don't think we ever got there.
I think, no, they were going to her planet to check in with some kind of science team or whatever. And then she messaged them as well. So we dealt with all that off screen. Oh, didn't we start with Bortis? Didn't we start with the Bortis? It was so long ago. It feels like so long ago.
Yeah, we had Bortis running around naked in the forest.
Exactly.
I was vows, sort of.
I was promised nudity and I didn't get it.
Yeah, well, just be thankful.
I am thankful.
Yeah.
I am thankful. But they pointed that out and I'm he's not naked, that's a Speedo. I guess they didn't want to film around that the entire time.
I thought the show froze for a second, but it was just a gag of them just be alright, what do we do now? Slow clap.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac proposes to Claire.
Yeah.
That was amusing. We got some more Bad Lamar advice.
Mm-hmm. And he got some consequences this time.
Yeah.
Which he definitely deserved.
Tried to hook up with Kelly.
Yeah.
After you got the yes, which I thought was out of place.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't you have tried that before the yes?
I feel like that actually doesn't even make sense. Like, Isaac understands that he's entered into a situation where monogamy is the rule.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think a robot should have done that.
Maybe they just messed up the placement of the scene.
Could be.
You just proposed marriage to Claire. She told me she said yes.
Commander Lamar has informed me that by limiting my romantic interconnectivity and coital deployment to a single individual, I may in fact be jeopardizing the success of the matrimony.
I enjoyed Claire going in there and giving Lamar shit. This isn't the first time.
Yeah. And that was fantastic. That was one of my favorites, where he's just lying there in his underwear. Did I stutter? Fantastic delivery.
You got your sandwich back?
Yes! Oh man, I saw the sandwich and I clapped and I cheered. I was very excited for the sandwich.
Would you say you're more or less upset about this than about the Kalon invasion of Earth?
I'm mad about this. Hey, that's my sandwich.
What the hell?
It's pretty pointless.
we knew it was going to be there. I think that's what we predicted. It would show up in the finale.
Like a lot of the gags, they're just there.
Yeah, although I really did like the bit where Isaac ends up inviting the entirety of the Kalon civilization.
Yeah, like the innocence of him just being like, should I bring them all? Well, yes.
I suppose so. Inviting guests is good.
Yeah.
Therefore, inviting all of the guests is the best.
I just, even though like there was like, obviously there would be tension and you didn't really feel it, but just like Ed's reaction, be like,
yeah,
what's
like
happening?
I
Was there
feel
a
like
fleet here of Kalons?
like stuff like that feels like really missed opportunity. Like we kind of paid it off. They freaked out for like a half second on the bridge, but like
yeah. I don't like I said, I don't think there was much of a reaction to it, but I did enjoy the line of like, yeah, somebody better tell Central so that like nobody panics.
It would have been hilarious if like while Isaac's off duty or something, like the Union starts detecting this and there's like a fleet of Union ships is coming at the same time this fleet of Kalon ships is coming.
Oh,
and there's going to be this big battle, and then Isaac's just like, oh no, those are my wedding guests, and then everyone has to come to the wedding.
Yeah, that would have been cool to have some of the Admiralties show up at the wedding and stuff.
Like, so there's the entire Kalon here, we freaked out and sent the entire Union, and now they're all just going to come to the wedding.
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
Dr. Finn has invited numerous guests. Therefore, I am expected to do the same.
Do you wish all units to attend?
That would seem reasonable.
Very well. We will assemble the fleet.
This is like if Nemesis was just about the wedding.
Yes. God. And like that's sort of what I mean. It's so weird because I felt like this about a lot of the episodes is they just keep going and going and going, and there's always parts that are underdeveloped. Like the bit with the Kalons there, I really didn't think they were doing much with Bortis and the best man thing. And you know that I think I've had a complaint like that for most episodes so far.
Yeah, I mean we got Alara coming back. I was like, oh, I recognize your clothes. That's Alara.
Yeah, and that was great, and I recognized her and I clapped.
But like, more Alara.
We could have done that after we got rid of Seth's current girlfriend.
Yeah.
Now we can bring the old one back. Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been awkward, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, they not acknowledged any of it, but like Turco was in a relationship with Lamar for like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
They never really acknowledged it. She got some lines today, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I'd like some sort of acknowledgement of it. Like when he's just like, "What are you looking at?" Like she is in a position where she can say something sassy back at him.
Yeah.
Because of their former relationship.
Yeah.
Also, she wore a uniform. Like, she knew about this wedding. Everybody knew about this wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you just wear a uniform?
I did like the dress uniforms.
I really like the dress
Have we
uniforms.
seen those ever before?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but yeah,
And
they
it's,
look
it's
pretty.
it's all white except for the one red stripe, and I'm just like, that looks really good.
It's pretty
like,
snappy. Yeah.
As much as I enjoy the like Orville TNG knockoff thing here, it's not that impressive to me.
Yeah.
But I thought like maybe even a variation of the white uniform. Like that's almost Battlestar because it's got the whole flap, which flaps they are the best uniforms. Let's just be honest.
Flaps, okay,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah, you're a big fan of the
Rathacom,
Reds.
lower decks,
yeah.
they've nailed it.
Doesn't do anything.
No.
It's just got buttons. And
When it
just
gets hot, Kirk unbuttons
put the
it.
buttons
and
down.
he breathes a
Yeah.
sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get burn marks. Sometimes they get Nausicaa knives through them. Like,
It's a future space shirt, Jeff. You don't understand how it works, alright? It makes sense.
Hey there. Hi, Talla. How's my old seat? You taking care of it? A couple scratches that weren't there before. Otherwise, it's just how you left it.
I guess my chief complaint for this is still just what were we doing? What were we doing with the LaSalle chick?
yeah.
We could have cut that entire thing from this episode. And
So, just about every episode had a metaphor.
yeah.
But I'm not sure I spotted it in this one because this was more about future interference into the past and letting your society develop on its own.
Yeah.
And we even got the whole like, let's show them what happened on this planet when we interfered. And do you know why that planet blew itself up after they interfered? Because they didn't have Pike down there being all charming and being like, hey, I'm pretty charming. You should listen to me.
Yeah. And, we've always, in Star Trek and Orville, we've always, sort of implied these reasons for the Prime Directive. But I think this is the first time in either series that we've actually sat down and been like, yeah, this was the inciting incident for that. This is what we fucked up. And, this is why that happened.
That was for this show.
Yeah.
But, it's Archer that came up with the Prime Directive.
Yes, I know.
And he didn't really fuck anybody's systems up or
Yeah.
blow up any planet. He did a great job. As the first captain of it.
Largely a great job. Yeah.
Nation states fought each other. Wars broke out everywhere. Because they all wanted to use the advancements for personal gain and for political dominance. They wiped themselves out in 5 years.
Her thing at the start was like mostly about Twitter mobs. But that's sort of what her initial episode was about anyway.
Yeah, they were based on like social justice and this and that.
Yeah, well, just like dogpiling on people online because, like she said, it's just, it feels good to be a part of something. This person did something slightly stupid on Twitter 5 years ago, so I'll yell at them. That kind of shit is
Even if
like
she
what they were
went back
going for.
though, like I was thinking like, oh, if she does go back, like it could just totally be bad when she tries to save the planet through like stuff and then just pile on her and have her killed too. Like
Yeah, and just like I wasn't sure where they were going with her.
But again, like that's not really a metaphor.
Yeah, that could have been something. It was completely unrelated to what we were doing, and it was just never went anywhere.
Well, I'm just saying for like a season that was all metaphors.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
There were entire episodes based around just like sex changes and like your rights and over the head, and then we finish it with the one that's not quite a metaphor.
Yeah.
And just the most action we got were a couple half-naked men running around the forest.
Yeah, that's why that was there at the start. That was our action.
Yeah. Final thoughts?
I wish I enjoyed this season more. There were great parts of this episode. We talked about a bunch of stuff we liked, but there's so much sort of meandering about this season, and I wish it was tighter. I wish it was a little more snappy. And
yeah, I mean, we were coming off of a lot of pointlessness and discovery, and when Orville went out there and we're just getting character stuff, it was like, oh, so refreshing. It's just like, oh, I want to know more about these characters, and I'm getting to know more about these characters, but it was also in a tight, like, 45, 60-minute range.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just like, hey, we got an hour and 20 minutes, and we're just gonna take our time.
Yeah, and I feel like the show
and nothing happened in this episode.
I really feel like the show's lost a lot of its personality.
Yeah.
Like, they're really preaching, and they're taking themselves very seriously, and I've always enjoyed when the Orville did tackle serious topics, but they weren't it just feels like I'm being proselytized too. You know, it really feels like they're coming at me from on high. And when they tackled serious topics before, it was so much of a position of like assumed authority. Like they had their answers, they knew what was right and wrong, but they just feel so up their own ass sometimes, I think.
Well, we got some good comedy today with Ed walking in on the girls getting drunk and Ed like there for the wedding dress pics.
I guess, how about asking your kids if they think you should do it?
You've been useful, sober man. You may go now.
I've been useful sober.
We've been getting like little hints of it all season, but we never got any Ed and Kelly like moment at all. And I was just like, okay, like what were we building for then? Because he kept like hinting at it, and we didn't get any Sheridan.
I know. We wanted him back.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll get a season 4.
I mean, yeah, I think so. I want to see them take another shot at this. There's good stuff to be done here, and with a less ridiculous filming situation and schedule, maybe it'll improve.
COVID probably did a lot of things and dragged a lot of things, and then also setting up over at Hulu. I think just a tighter runtime, which like it's silly to say because I love I love more and more of my sci-fi, but tighter stories, I guess. Well, hopefully. Till then, enjoy some Star Trek movie reviews until we get another series coming out, which I think will be Lower Decks in August, September.
Couple weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.